Hey guys, and welcome back to the post-game of Pokémon Colosseum. The writers responsible for the last part have been fired. We've got new people in, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be original. I'm not going to use Bulbapedia at all. So, yeah, what can we expect from this one, Flame?
What we can expect is in about 3 minutes' time you're going to run out of things to say and go back on Bulbapedia. But to start with, as you can see, we're back in the Snagem lair.
Yeah.
And that's because we do have a rematch with a certain somebody. The email we just got is talking about the Smeargle and Ursaring, but that'll be next part.
Okay.
First, we need to have a rematch with the person who the title of the video is spoiled, that being Gonzap. This is actually mandatory if you want to get everything, because as far as I recall, we are going to be getting a mandatory item from him to get a later Shadow Pokemon. But of course, every time you come into this lair, someone will fall from this spot here. Yeah. This is the part where it's backfiring, the fact that I caught all the Shadow Pokemon as we went along, because now these are just regular bland fights.
Yeah, but I suppose at least they are giving you experience to therefore make some of the later battles maybe slightly easier. But yeah, at this point in time, we're just kind of sat here going, could you stop doing battles, please? Like, could this just, like, cut right here? It's not needed, please just no. But hey, that's life, and ultimately this is the type of thing that I do as well. I'm just going, it's in the game, this is what I have to suffer through, so you're suffering through it too.
Okay, that's not exactly the best approach, but hey.
Well, I mean, do you want us to be honest, or do you want me to pretend like this is good, fulfilling gameplay to sit through?
Well, I mean, like, we've got to give people this raw content, don't we?
Well, Flame, if you wanted to put in effort, you'd make his voice sound like it has more than one inflection.
Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, well, I'm just writing down a list of mean things to say to you at this point.
This is Revenge for the Teeth thing, isn't it? But at least
Yes,
my
it
mic
is.
ain't as scratchy as yours, so take what you can get. These bug things are terrible designs. I've never liked them. They are like, why do I have to waste 2 slots on basically a recolor? It's not like, say, Nidoking and Nidoqueen where they're actually cool Pokemon.
Well, it was Gen 3, mate. They were big on, like, the double battles and such, so one backs up the other, then you'd have, like, plus and like Minun and so on, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, but like, using these two in a double battle is not an effective strategy, as we can see from this trainer who has them literally in their level 50s and they're still losing. Granted, I do have the legendary Pokemon cheap shooting my way through it, but still, my point is valid.
To be fair, I don't think that the legendary dog is any specific reason why you won there. Volbeat and Illumise are ultimately kind of crap Pokemon. Like, I think they might have something somewhat higher, maybe HP, but outside of that, yeah, they're pretty rubbish Pokemon, and certainly not recommended by anybody that I'm aware of.
See, I don't know whether it's just because I have a certain type of Pokemon that I like to have the Pokemon that are quite big and stocky looking. That's like just how I tend to craft my teams when I'm not necessarily on quite a tight limitation as you are in Colosseum. But like, there are some Pokemon like those that I just see and I think, no one's ever gonna use these. I don't know, maybe it's just my taste. Maybe there is someone out there who's got some elite strat where they have an Illumise, like, just annihilate everything, but not me.
Well, wait for Let's Go Plus and Let's Go Minun, and then you'll be truly eating your words when the master trainers for those bugs come along.
I'll be eating my words when exactly 11 people buy that game.
Okay.
This is one thing that I didn't think to bring up last time we fought Gonzap, but it's standing out to me here. And the fact that despite being quite a major boss in this game, for some reason he just gets the standard trainer theme.
Oh yeah!
Like, I get it because it's like he's not assigned to like a Cypher class or something, so he's probably done that, but given he is the boss of a notable evil team, like, you think they'd give him something maybe a bit darker? Even if it is just like a remix or something?
I mean, I think also considering at the end of the day he's also the boss of the criminal organisation that Wes used to be part of and left, so there's sort of history here in terms of the characters. It would have made more sense, yeah, to actually have a different theme for Gonzap. But considering, he's only fought twice, I suppose they thought, well, we're not using him that much, I can't be bothered to come up with a brand new theme song for him. Despite the fact that, that they did sort of do that for the Cypher admins, who you do only kind of face down twice in the story as well, so that's not really much of an excuse.
I guess, but,
God, he's using full restores!
Yes, he is. He's got to drag this out because fuck it. Like, he has actually got a pretty cool team, though. To be fair, like the Granbull's one of my, like I say, my taste of stocky-looking Pokemon. Same with fucking Maldo on it. Like, I always get that confused with like just how to pronounce his name because it's like a clusterfuck of letters. But hey,
I just think of Mexi, and there we go. I have the true pronunciation.
Yeah. Okay then. Okay, that did more than I was fucking expecting there. I was going to be sassy to him, but no, he killed by fucking Espeon.
Okay, use Ancient Power on Flame. He will never see it coming. Finally, I'm finding your weaknesses. I'm like Batman. Has anyone seen the Joker?
No.
Why do I have to get stuck with people who don't follow memes and whatnot?
I mean, I don't know which Joker you're referring to, but I have seen the stuff that's like behind the scenes ish footage, and also the official reveal of the newest Joker that looked kind of interesting.
Oh, Wacken Phoenix. What the fuck was my mouth going through there? I cannot pronounce the man's name. The Phoenix dude, right?
Yes. I believe it's Joaquin.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but my mouth was like, whoa, you haven't trained for this yet, so I'm calming down.
You gotta get a run up for this big word.
I mean, at least it wasn't like Lantware, Quantisilio, Dadalala, Gogogok. I completely butchered that, I don't even care. Because that's a word which you definitely need to run up to.
Okay.
Anyway, do you have a point about the Joker thing?
No, I was just saying that's the only one that I've got in my head. There is also the there's a guy in Nottingham who's now I think banned from the city centre, who used to dress up like the Joker and wander around and creep people out a little bit, which was a bit weird. But yeah, that was a thing.
That's beautiful. Like, he was living in a society before everyone else.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, everyone says we live in a society, but no one ever brings up the fact we all die in a society as well.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone says we live in a society, but no one ever asks how is the society.
Oh god, I'm retroactively cringing at all the commentary as it disappears into the past now.
Oh god. See, this is the art form though. You don't worry about whether these videos will be dated in like 8 or 9 years. You make them so they're dated a week later. That's how you do this, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, when you think about it, no matter how you do these sorts of things, they are always going to be dated, no matter when you do them, because obviously you've got one in terms of your voices and your personalities, because they change, not in sort of huge strokes generally, but they do frequently change as time goes along. So the second you're sort of a week down the line, then something could have changed and it's already dated.
Yeah.
You could refer to anything in modern culture, it's already dated. Even referring to stuff in the past, like perceptions of stuff in the past changes so regularly, it's ridiculous. So, and also in the very instance of this going out on a particular day, having been recorded on a particular day, it's already dated no matter what. So
God, do you
really
ever shut up, Richard?
No, I don't, because I need to ramble my way to a point. It's what I do.
By my silence, give me Jaffa cakes.
No, it's like if you're familiar with the probability theory of like the monkey with a typewriter, that if it keeps on mashing keys on a typewriter, eventually it will republish a book. Like, that's kind of what we're going for here. If we say every word, eventually we'll make a coherent point.
Well, exactly, yes.
Pretty much anything you record. I used to be really conscious of this sort of thing, but like I look back on stuff now, and like recordings are basically a kind of time capsule, really, and like just with media in general. And that's kind of endearing to a way, like look back on old stuff from when I had the will to live and shit like that. But
yeah, good times.
Yeah, good times. Then we realised we actually would be doing this for years to come, and then it's
Have no fears, we'll have comms for years, like Richie becomes a robot and something.
What the fuck are you even going on at?
It's a Simpsons reference, you absolute fucking pleb!
Yeah, I don't really watch The Simpsons, so I wouldn't have known that one. Oops, sorry!
Oh, I'm cancelling everything after this. I'm legitimately cringing now. I'm sorry, guys. We owe you better than this, but at the same time, it's the post-game of Pokémon Colosseum, and I am not, with this bleeding back pain of mine, doing a fucking retake.
But, I mean, in a way, it's quite nice for people to see this, because this is what happens when we lose our minds. And that, hopefully, will be somewhat enjoyable to witness, because it's not something you necessarily see every day.
Just because we're sick fucks with major Schadenfreude feelings doesn't mean that everyone is.
I know, some people just come to HSC to, like, hear us talk about stuff, and that's fine. But there's a certain, like, limit to what I'll accept, even if we're trying to go for the no retake thing. And what part are we on now? 32. 31 was schlocky, even by our standards, so I apologise for that. We'll try and do better in the next sesh. Hopefully my back will have fucking healed by then.
Yeah, we need to prescribe Tom some Seattle air and he'll be fine by next week.
Yes indeed. Now that's an in-joke. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone got that.
There will be people. But it's fine, like... Tom, that Gyarados is level 64, does that make you happy at all?
Not really, and I'm kind of insulted that you think such a basic thing would appeal to me like that. It's not like I like shiny rocks or anything. I'm not that much of a basic bitch.
Yeah, okay, let's go through your entire social media archives on both Twitter and Tumblr and see otherwise.
Yeah, well. You're really crap at coming up with insults on the fly, you realise that, Flame?
Yeah, I know.
God, he's got me there.
Don't worry, I'm worse than Flame at it, so really we've got the whole spectrum of insult level science.
Yeah, we've got a spectrum right here.
Yeah,
say that
spectrum's
much.
one word to put it, I guess.
Oh god.
See, the problem is, Rishi, you're too rigid when it comes to commentary. Flame, you're too loosey-goosey, and me, I have an idea of what the commentary should be, especially in the moment. Why is that shiny thing not in my pocket right now?
Because that's the thing that we're going to pick up once he fucks off, because we'll need that to get another Shadow Pokemon later in the game.
I see. I wish I could saunter away in victory, so carefree. He'll be back in the sequel, but as for us, we shall be in the next part, so we'll take the D-Disc, and we'll see you next time for more Pokemon Colosseum. Bye for now.